If you can't hear me, speak up, or if you got any questions, just ask them. I can't see your hand. I'm going to make a little box with a copper top on it today. Got a little recess in it. This starts out as a nice flat piece of copper, just like this. I buy it in 12-inch by 6 foot long. So my lids are copper. I mean, my lids are 6 inches now. I'm going to make some 4-inch lids. I've got some straight boxes I didn't bring that has got this copper lid on them. And I do make me some like 2 or 3 inch, hammer them out, and put a little copper top on the birdhouses. I think that's going to be kind of neat too. Go ahead and pass that out. One of these are the ones I'm going to fit. After I get the copper done and burnt, I turn a knob and a little button that goes on the bottom here. Take that. Yeah. It's I just turn a little button and then I glue a little dowel in it, same hole in the knob, and then I put a little spot of glue on it, put it in between the lid and push it down. I'm not going to turn the knob. That's fairly simple. Fighting the cold. These are the molds I make. These are the molds I make. They're just scrap wood, any kind, any. I got some big thick ones. These are all 6 inchers. I cut a recess in mine, and the first one I did, I used a 2-inch jaws, and when you get out here on the end, you knock it out of the chuck. So I went to the 4-inch and 5-inch jaws for these. As far as concaving them, it's whatever you want to do. You can make them real concave or slightly concave. You know, whatever suits your feelings there. Use these over and over. Once you see I'm going to turn on it later, you'll notice they get smaller. Then you can use them for smaller bowls. Okay. Man, sorry. This is 22 grams, honey. 22 mil copper, 16 ounce. Some people measure it by mil, some people measure it by ounces. It's 16 ounce, 22 mil. If you get thicker, it'll work. If you get thinner, it won't work. Jackie's got a number up here. What's the name of the place? Basic Copper. You can Google Basic Copper. What amazed me is I bought a bunch in November. 12 inch by 6 foot long was $104. I bought that in October, and so I decided to buy some last month because I ran out. And I thought, yeah, well, it's like everything else, it's going to double. It went all the way up to $110. It raised $6 is all it raised. So start out with just a flat little chunk of metal, a copper. You can pass that around so I can see how thin it is. I take and center punch a hole in it. I don't punch it all the way. I just punch a dimple in it so I can find the center real easy. I was drilling a little hole in it, but the live center will a lot of times go through this hole I got here, or not hole, but dimple. But if you put it in a hole and the life center will waller out that hole um, and make it too big. You don't want that. Okay, so we get it up there, and when you start cranking it in, it's going to bend somewhere. Okay, there's a little divot right here starting to bend. So you take your peening hammer. It's just a ball peen hammer. You can use any size peen. I just happen to have this little one and like this little one. I start on the outside and go in. The demo that I was at that this was done at, the gentleman would take the torch and heat this copper up a little bit and then peen it in, crank in, heat it up a little more. And I'm scared to death of fire. And I said, there's got to be another way to do it. This is the way I do it. Start at the edge and just peen it down. Now there's a lump right here. See that out? If you don't get on that right away and get it flat, that's going to actually fold over and it will do it so quick. It's amazing. So don't lose that piece of copper I sent around. I may need it. And to start with, you just want little bitty light peens. Just peen it all the way around. Give it a little crank. You got to watch for them little humps because they will fold over on you if you don't. See, there's one right here. You want to get it hammered out. If you can't get it with the ball peen, just use the flat one on it. I don't know why he uses fire. These bend so easy without fire. When it starts rattling, here's another one of those little humps. Can you can see what I'm talking about? Okay, if you don't get that right away, it will fold over on you, and then you got to make a smaller lid. Yes. Say it again. No. Uh-huh. Okay, that good sense. I yeah, because he's not heating it much. Yeah. And you just keep peening, and when it starts rattling like that, you crank in a little more, and then look for one of those fold overs. I'm just about past the worrying about any big fold over now because I've got a good inch in there. And just peen it, bounce off your live center. It's best not to peen your fingers. And if y'all want to try this, you can do this a lot faster than I am. Because I can't, there's a couple of them little bumps. You want to make sure you get them out. Look at it. If you feel a smooth spot that needs a couple pins in it. I've been asked, can you do this the opposite? Can I hammer it over a curve? I've never tried it, but I'm assuming it. You can. You'd have to do it backwards though, start at the center and go out. But I've never done it that way. This works too good. Okay, that's getting peened. Okay, now I'm going to grab a hold of this. Check, plenty of peens in it. So I'm going to grab a hold of it and keep it in there, kind of keep it in the position it's in. Where the live center was now, it's real smooth there. I don't know if you could see that, but you need to peen all in the center here where the live center is, and you just hold this up here in place. This is where you can hit your fingers really easy. So you could be able to see this and see where you need to hit, and probably hit where you need to hit. I can't, I just do it random. And you pull that up there. I've missed it and ended up with 2 bumps in the top before. That's not good. Okay, let's go peen one more time around in here. Okay, again, if you want more or littler or bigger or less, these big ears off. Keep that away from me. It's dangerous. Throw them away. I got a buddy that's trying to talk me into saving it for him. I says, I ain't got time. Okay, now that you got all that out, you go through with your flat part of your hammer and make sure that your rim's about as flat as you can humanly get it. Okay, this is a turning club, so we're going to turn it now. That's how we get it nice and round. I have more luck with scraper. And these little pieces are hot. So I'm going to wear my shield for this. Want to start here and work this way. It's going to catch a couple times, until it gets a little bit out, until it gets a little bit even. And then it should quit catching. We'll see how it works out. I don't know how fast I'm turning. Faster the better, probably. Little bitty bites. You always want to push it into the wood. A long way to go. And what I'll do is I'll keep turning it, and then I'll start turning wood. And that pretty much tells you you're getting it pretty good and round. Lightest cuts you can make. Take a look at it here. Okay, I got a flat spot right there. So I got to get deeper. Other than that, it's feeling pretty good. And that flat spot was because my piece wasn't completely, my dot I made in the middle for the life center wasn't completely in the center. I know it sounded like I took a lot off there, but I know I didn't, because I've done this enough that you get a flat spot and it takes a while to get it. Yeah, I think there's just a little bit more. Do it again.
Michael, how often do you hit your shirt?
Really don't know. Sharpening a lot. I love sharp tools. I think I got that round enough, or round, but not enough. Get rid of this thing. Yeah, right now, this is lethal sharp. Yes. So we're going to fix that right now. And I take probably a piece of 80, 100. A little bit better. Okay, now, if I took this off of here, because I've done it, I've rolled that copper over. So I've got a burr on the inside here of this copper, and you don't want that. So the way I do the burr is I loosened up this just a little bit and get this little bit of paper in there. And see where I'm at here. I'll go ahead and take it off. Need to do that a little more. This is a little bit of 220. You want it tight. You don't want it moving on you. Okay. See how bad that is. Not too bad. Huh? If you want, yeah. Just make sure you get it back here in a few seconds. I mean, she's got to, we got to do more to it. Okay. So now we're done with this stuff. Whoa. Thank you. Okay. Get all on my way. Where's the big wrench?
To your right.
Got it off.
No, I'm doing something else.
Okay, this wasn't a demonstration to turn a bowl, but mostly the copper top. I just want to show you how I make it fit on the bowl. I've done it, made the recess, and got a little taper here. I have a little gauge that I wanted to make sure that 6 inches was going to hit where it's supposed to hit. Give me one of the lids with the knob on it. Okay, so we would go ahead and burn that. I'm going to jump ahead here. And if I don't have enough knobs made and put knobs on them, I'll take a piece of masking tape and make me a hoop so I can always pick it up good. So, because I'm going to want to be able to fit it. Go in here with little 1/2-inch bowl gouge. That was a recess I had in there. I had the bowl flipped around. That's how I turned the recess in the bottom. Now I don't need that recess no more. On a regular lidded bowl or lidded box, I always make the bowl first and then make the lid fit. Well, this you got to make the lid first because it's so hard getting it round and making it right. You make the lid first and then I make the lid first and make the lid fit the bowl. Not sure where I'm at here. I use a Badan. And I just take and make a little straight cut in there. And test and test and test until it fits. I know I got a long way to go, but I want to make Sure. You could probably draw you a circle on there or something. I can draw circles on there, but I can't see them. Yeah. It's best to make them a little bit sloppy in case the wood moves, and half a dozen coats of finish you're going to put on it. I've used several different pieces of copper. That copper 16 ounce is seems to work the best. If I went anywhere, I'd go heavy. Oh, I was almost going to bet money that was a winner. Oh, yeah. Just a little bit. Okay, that's real good for a blind guy. It's a little bit deep. It don't need to be that deep. This little 1/2 inch round nose scraper. Soften that corner just a little bit. You notice these bowls tend to get a little thick, these little bowls. To me, and to the people, the blue-haired little old ladies that buy them, don't seem to bother them that they're a little bit thick. Because you need the ledge, and then you need a little bit of wood out here for this rim. Okay, this rim is too thick. So we're going to come over here and work on the bowl just a little bit. half-inch round, half-inch bowl gouge here. I think this hard maple. Pretty sure this is hard maple. The only part I hate about this is you kind of, sometimes you got to fudge a little on the shape of the bowl because you need to get it close, but you need to get it bigger than you need it before you set the lid in it. Half-inch round nose scraper. Keep going down here. I'm gonna get my chuck. Take a little 100. I think this is 120. Okay, this part here is not important. We're just taking a little bit out of the inside. Ah. Good hard maple. Look at it real close here. That's really good and thick. Should have stuck with cherry instead of this hard maple. Go back to my scraper. Okay, that's the bowl's still thick, but this was all about the copper. I would sand that a lot more, of course. And I'd turn it a lot more too. You can go ahead and pass that around. So to get the pretty color in it, if you want, yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, well, fire's not no big deal.
I mean, I know this, but I don't know where the fire extinguisher is, so.
Where's that copper? The one I turned.
Michael, we found the fire extinguisher.
Sweet.
Go.
Okay. Find your flat surface, your table saw, good place. You set your, after you got it all hammered and everything, and even after you burn it, you kind of tap it, and you could, this is arched a little here. It's hitting back here. So you just pick it up right there and just give it a little bit of squeeze, put it back, and it usually works pretty good there. You're up. Yeah, where's it at? So blind people are scared of fire. I'll make a dozen of these and then wake her up and say, come on out and come on out and toast these for me. There you go. You got to talk real loud. You don't have a microphone.
I know, I can do that.
Okay.
Turn it on.
So explain to them what you're doing.
Yeah.
What kind of tool you got here?
I had a torch.
I turned it back off.
Yeah. I always start on the back side.
Nope, just like we took it off.
Just like this. You can do whatever you like, I'll do it. I like it, okay. Okay. So I just slightly heat up the backside first and just keep working it easy around and around until I start noticing color changes. And then when it starts to change, then it starts, that tells me that it's getting to the colors that I like. See, like it's starting to change now. And I just do it a little longer.
You got the rag? You got the rag?
I got the rag. See, and then it changed to pretty little colors like that. So then I flip it over and then it's pretty on that side. I won't do any more. If it's not pretty on that side, I'll add a little more heat to it until it changes color. The longer I add the heat, the darker it gets or the duller it gets. So if you want it really shiny and pretty, the less is better. And there it is, blue, yellows, pinks. And he hates fire.
Any questions for her?
Don't touch it, it's hot.
Um,
Yeah. I have not done that yet. We've just left them as we've had them. We were going to try to bust a couple of them and see, but we haven't done that yet.
And a lot of people ask me, do you put any finish on them? We don't. I've got some that are 3 years old, and I don't know if it's the heat or what it is, or if it's because it doesn't get sunlight. I don't know, but it's all just the same brightness as it was the day I made it. So I don't. If you want to squirt some poly or lacquer on it, I don't know. I guess. I don't know.
We haven't had them long enough to see if they
Made
turn,
this.
you know, like we all do. Nah, I get younger.
I put tape on. She asked why I put tape on my fingers. I put tape on my fingers because I have to touch the bowl and everything so much that if I don't, it just sands the skin off of my fingers and they start bleeding.
Propane tank.
That was
Amazing.
propane. She asked what if that is propane. I get, yeah, propane. Anything else? Again, you can put them on straight edge boxes, straight sided boxes. I'm thinking they're going to look good on a.
Yeah. I've got a
Pretty sweet, pretty easy.
Copperbasiccopper.com.
It comes from, the copper comes from basiccopper.com. They got all different sizes, sheets and width, lengths and width. You want to stick with the 22 mil, 16 ounce. That's what it is. It's 16 ounces per square foot is what it weighs. If not, you want to get thicker, is my opinion.
Michael has his leftovers. I'm going to auction them off.
Sweep them up, throw them away.
So Jackie said you could have some. So she uses them to practice with.
Yeah, Jackie takes these little copper things and she was burning them to practice to see how hard or how close to get the flame to it, how far to keep it back. Yeah.
So there's 4 pieces up here. Maybe. You have scissors on. 4 pieces now. 4 4 pieces you want to practice?
Was that a question?
Was there a question? No. Did you want to show them how you put the knob?
I did. Yeah. Right before she burned it, I left out. I take a little cordless drill and drill a hole the size of my dowel that I need in it. And that is domed up a little bit, so you got to sand it off a little bit. Is it still here? No, it's not. And you just drill a hole through it in here and just hit it with a little sandpaper. And then you take this thing that you made earlier, push it up in there, and put a little spot of glue on it, put the knob on.
All right, let's give Mike a big hand.
All right.